NVIDIA just announced DLSS 5, and the reaction across the gaming community has been intense. You've probably seen the takes from gamers, forums, and even major YouTubers and content creators.
DLSS 5 is fake.
AI is ruining graphics.
This is not real rendering anymore.
And honestly, I understand why people feel this way. Because for the first time, it feels like we're crossing a line where the game engine is no longer fully responsible for what you see on screen. But here's the part that most people are missing. This didn't start with DLSS 5. We've been moving in this direction for years. Techniques like TAA already reconstruct missing information. DLSS 2 was already rebuilding images using AI. Frame generation literally creates frames that were never rendered. And ray reconstruction replaces traditional ray tracing steps with neural networks. In other words, graphics have already been partially fake for a long time. DLSS 5 just makes that reality more visible. Now, let's talk about the biggest confusion I'm seeing right now. A lot of people think DLSS 5 means your game is being rendered somewhere else, or that frames are being generated in the cloud. That is not what's happening. DLSS, including DLSS 5, runs locally on your GPU. There is no internet requirement, there is no streaming of frames, there is no server generating your image. Everything happens in real time on your hardware. So how does this actually work? Let's simplify it. The game engine still renders a base frame, geometry, motion vectors, depth information, and a rough lighting approximation. That part doesn't disappear. Then, instead of relying entirely on traditional algorithms to finish the image, a neural network steps in. This network has been trained beforehand on massive datasets, so it has learned how lighting, materials, and surfaces should look. When you're playing, your GPU runs that trained model locally using specialized hardware like tensor cores. The neural network analyzes the base frame, edges, motion, depth, lighting cues, and reconstructs a higher quality final image. In the case of frame generation, it can even predict what the next frame should look like based on previous frames and motion data. So yes, the AI is generating part of what you see. But it's not guessing randomly. It's making highly informed predictions based on real data from the engine. And most importantly, it's happening entirely on your GPU in milliseconds. Now, there's another term that gets thrown around a lot when talking about DLSS: massive datasets. And this is where a lot of confusion comes from, because people hear that and imagine huge amounts of data being downloaded to their PC. That's not what's happening. Those massive datasets are used during training, not during gameplay. NVIDIA trains these neural networks offline using enormous collections of images, rendered scenes, lighting scenarios, and real-world references. This happens in data centers long before the technology ever reaches your PC. Once the model is trained, it gets compressed into a much smaller form, a neural network optimized to run in real time, and that's what you actually download. So when you update DLSS or use something like DLSS Swapper and replace a DLL file, you're not downloading a dataset. You're downloading the trained model. That's why the file is relatively small. It's not storing millions of images, it's storing the learned patterns from those images. You can think of it like this. The dataset is the education. The model is the knowledge. And what runs on your GPU is that knowledge, applied in real time, frame by frame. So there's no streaming of data, no massive downloads, and no hidden cloud processing. Everything you see is generated locally, using a model that was trained ahead of time, and then delivered to your system in a highly optimized form. Now, let's address another concern. Do you need a much more powerful GPU for this? Not exactly. DLSS exists because rendering everything natively is becoming too expensive. Path tracing, complex lighting, high resolutions, VR, these push hardware to the limit. Neural rendering is not about increasing requirements. It's about reducing the amount of work the traditional pipeline has to do and letting AI handle it more efficiently. Instead of brute forcing every ray of light, you approximate the scene and let AI refine it. Now, there's another layer to this that almost nobody is talking about yet. Virtual reality. Because VR doesn't render one image, it renders two. one for each eye, with slightly different perspectives to create depth. In a traditional pipeline, both eyes are rendered using the same deterministic rules, same geometry, same lighting, just a slightly different viewpoint. That guarantees consistency, but with neural rendering, things get more complex. Because now you have an AI model reconstructing the final image for each eye. So the question is, will both eyes see exactly the same result? Ideally, yes, but in practice it depends on how the system is implemented. If each eye is processed independently, even tiny differences in input, like subpixel shifts, motion vectors, or depth precision, could lead to slightly different outputs. And in VR, even small inconsistencies between the left and right eye can become noticeable. That could show up as subtle flickering, instability, or a strange feeling in depth perception. However, there are ways to solve this. For example, sharing information between both eyes, making the neural network aware of stereo pairs instead of single images, or enforcing consistency constraints over time so both views stay aligned. And realistically, NVIDIA is very aware of this challenge, because VR is one of the most sensitive environments for any rendering technique. So the real question is not whether neural rendering works in VR, but how stable and consistent it is between both eyes. If they solve that, this could be a massive leap forward. If they don't, VR will expose the flaws immediately. And this brings us to the bigger picture. For decades, graphics have been deterministic. Every pixel was the result of a defined calculation. But that approach is reaching a limit. We can't infinitely scale realism using brute force alone. And this is where everything starts to make sense. Because this doesn't look like just another upgrade. It looks like a shift in philosophy. Instead of forcing GPUs to simulate every detail physically, NVIDIA is betting on teaching AI how the world should look, and letting it do the heavy lifting. The uncomfortable truth is that graphics have always been an illusion, a collection of tricks designed to look real. DLSS 5 doesn't break that idea, it just makes the illusion smarter. And maybe that's why it feels different. Because for the first time, the illusion is no longer fully controlled by the engine, but guided by AI. And whether we like it or not, that might be exactly what real-time graphics needs to move forward. So where does all of this leave us? DLSS 5 is not just another feature. It's not just about more FPS or better image quality. It's a signal that real-time graphics are changing in a very fundamental way. For decades, we've relied on brute force. More power, more rays, more pixels. But that approach is reaching its limits. And now, we're starting to see a different path. One where we don't simulate everything perfectly, we approximate and let AI complete the picture. And yes, that can feel uncomfortable because it challenges the idea of what real. But if you think about it, graphics have never been truly real. They've always been an illusion. DLSS 5 doesn't break that illusion, it evolves it. It makes it smarter, more efficient, more scalable. And maybe that's exactly what we need. Because the future of graphics might not be about rendering everything, but about knowing what matters and letting AI do the rest. And whether we like it or not, that future has already started.